Former President Jacob Zuma is credited by Patriotic Alliance, PA, President Gayton McKenzie for severely undermining the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, saying that Zuma accomplished what the African National Congress, ANC, and other major parties were unable to. Please kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell so as to get all our updates. In a recent speech, McKenzie shared his thoughts on the state of politics and the difficulties that both the ANC and the EFF confront. Jacob Zuma got right what the ANC and all of us failed to get right, whether you like Zuma or not, McKenzie said. He was able to essentially annihilate half of the EFF. EFF is the completed product. McKenzie's remarks coincide with an examination of Zuma's and the EFF's political clout. Zuma, a divisive figure in South African politics, has often come under fire for his contentious administration, which was characterized by ANC factions and corruption scandals. McKenzie contends, however, that Zuma's political ploys have effectively damaged the EFF's reputation and prevented the party from becoming a serious rival to the ANC. Zuma and the EFF have had a complicated relationship. Tensions between the ANC and the EFF, headed by Juliusmalema, reached an all-time high during his presidency, and the EFF became an outspoken opponent of Zuma's governance. Internal conflicts within the party, however, seem to have been exacerbated by Zuma's subsequent interactions with certain EFF sections and his impact on significant political factors. The EFF has lately had to deal with a number of issues, including as internal conflicts, dwindling public support, and criticism of its management style. Political observers' increasing narrative that the EFF's power has diminished in recent years is reflected in McKenzie's comments. McKenzie added, "That thing is finished," alluding to the EFF's waning political influence. He underlined that Zuma's deliberate or inadvertent strategic actions have slowed the EFF's growth and compelled it to reconsider its plans in advance of the next election. McKenzie also criticizes the ANC, pointing out that in its early years, the governing party had difficulty containing the EFF's influence. He said, "The ANC couldn't get it right, but Zuma did," implying that the previous president's questionable tactics worked to curb the EFF's expansion. McKenzie's remarks underscore the changing dynamics in South African politics as the 2024 elections get near, where rivalries, alliances, and the power of influential politicians like Zuma continue to affect the course of events. The PA leader's comments, which might signal a sea change in opposition politics, highlight his opinion that the EFF is no longer the powerful force it once seemed to be. McKenzie's comment captures the larger debate over Zuma's legacy and the EFF's future. Although Zuma's political career is still controversial, McKenzie attributes his success to weakening the EFF in a way that others were unable to. The way the ANC, the EFF, and minor parties like the PA position themselves in the changing political landscape will determine whether or not this viewpoint is valid in the next elections. Floyd Shivambu, the MK party's national organizer, has once again supported former President Jacob Zuma, claiming he was never found guilty. Shivambu, who left the EFF last year, drew harsh condemnation on social media from South Africans, political experts, and observers for his assertion that Zuma had not been connected to any crime. However, his comments seemed to reflect a more aggressive posture inside the party. In response to the charges against Zuma, he maintained that the former president was not engaged in corrupt activities and said that the media had misrepresented him. Shivambu adamantly said, "Zuma was never implicated in any wrongdoing." His comments were swiftly met with criticism, who labeled his support of Zuma as revisionist and charged him of disregarding evidence that had surfaced from many investigations. Given the public's perception of corruption and Zuma's involvement in it, both political leaders and social media users questioned his dedication to accountability and openness. Shivambu, unfazed, retaliated against his detractors, calling on them to heal and put the past behind them. He said, "I feel sorry for you," in a comment that went viral. "Remain resilient. You'll be okay." His remarks, which some deemed dismissive, only served to intensify the discussion. Shivambu's defense of Zuma may put his influence among followers who have differing opinions about the former president's legacy to the test as he becomes used to his new position with the MK party. Questions about the long-term effects of state capture and accountability